Welcome to the first lesson of Legally Sorted, that is Ombudsman in India, Lokpal and Lokpal. Starting with a basic introduction of Ombudsman. The term Ombudsman is a Swedish term. It means an independent official who can investigate and resolve complaints from citizens about administrative injustice and corruption in government agencies. In India, the term Ombudsman is not utilized. In fact, instead of it, Lokpal and Lokayuktas is used. Lokpal on the central level and Lokayukt on state level. The history starts for Ombudsman in India from 1966, where a committee chaired by Muraji Desai, which was Administrative Reforms Commission, proposed the bill for the first time. Desai. Then, in 1971, a second attempt was made to introduce the Lokpal bill, but as the government collapsed, the bill also lapsed with the government. Then in 2008, till 2008, around 8 times the bills was proposed, but the political settings did not allow to pass it. Of course, nobody wants to check for themselves. Then in 2011, the India Against Corruption movement, or also known as civil society movement led by Anna Hazare, forced the government to propose the bill and created a tense situation in the country for the mandate of coming of this bill. Then on 16 January 2014, the bill was finally enacted. The objectives of the bill is basically to receive the complaints from people, general people, against public authorities where they are accused of corruption, abuse of authority, maladministration. Then also ensure the autonomy and impartiality. It is said to ensure autonomy and impartiality, but in practice, its functional independence remains subject to certain executive and procedural constraints. Then coming to the structure of the Lokpal and Lokayukts, it contains of a chairperson. The chairperson can be either a former Chief Justice or a former Judge of Supreme Court or any other eminent person with impeccable integrity. Maximum number of members are 8 members in the committee. There are 2 conditions that are attached to the number of members. First, half of the members present in the structure have to be judicial members, and condition 2, that half of the members should be either minority, women, or from reserved category. Then the selection committee for the members of Lokpal and Lokayukt is, first, it contains Prime Minister, who chairs the committee. Secondly, leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, then Lok Sabha Speaker, CGI or nominated judge, or any eminent jurist nominated by the President. Coming to the jurisdiction of Lokpals and Lokayukts, it can oversee Prime Minister, where it can entertain complaints against Prime Minister except for matters which include international relations, security, public orders, and atomic energy. Then it can also govern union members in parliament, where except for their conduct in parliamentary speeches and voting procedure, they could be brought under surveillance by the Lokpal and Lokayuts. Then group A, B, C, D officers of the central government, and also where organizations are funded by the government, the Lokpal and Lokayuts can entertain complaints against those organizations. Then coming to the powers of Lokpal and Lokayuts, they have powers equal to civil courts, which includes summoning of witnesses, documents, examination, and ordering investigation. Lokpal and Lokayuks can also direct the CBI for investigation. They can also take disciplinary actions and initiate proceedings against accused, and states can change the rules according to their own procedures and state procedures. Talking about the strengths of Lokpals and Lokayuks, it is firstly considered as an independent authority as it has all members of all the 3 organs of government and leaders of opposition. Hence, it is considered as an independent authority. It has a wide jurisdiction. It can address complaints against public offices irrespective of their workings. It has public trust. It is assumed that the institution promotes public confidence, like none other bodies. There are challenges and criticisms of the system as well. First of all, delay in operation. First, Lokpal was appointed in 2019, even though the act was enacted already in January 2014. Then, high dependence on other agencies. The Lokpal and Lokayukt has not been provided with an independent task force, and they have to depend on existing agencies. Then, safeguards against the PM. Security and public order can be manipulated as the Prime Minister itself is the member of selection committee. Then uneven state implementation, as states have the authority to change the rules according to their own states. Then overlap with other agencies and limited suo motu powers. Talking about the amendments in the Lokpal and Lokayut Act, the first amendment was made in 2016, which emphasized on the disclosure of assets and liabilities by public servants and their dependents, then regulating governing NGOs by bringing NGOs that are being funded by the government, Lokpal Search Committee Rules 2014. These rules lay down the composition and procedure for the search committee. Prevention of Corruption Act 1988 and the Companies Act 2013 facilitates for the Lokayukt and Lokpal Act to take actions against corporate bodies as well as public servants. Lokayukt and Lokayukt's Removal of Difficulties Order 2014. It was issued under the Section 62 of the 2013 Act, which empowered the central government to resolve procedural or administrative difficulties in implementing the provisions of the Lokpal Act. Then Lokpal Complaint Rules 2020, which has been the most recent amendment, these rules prescribe the form, manner, and procedure for filing complaints before the Lokpal. Comparing Indian jurisdiction ombudsman system with foreign jurisdictions, first we will be talking about Sweden, which was the founder of the ombudsman system. It was first made in 1809. It directly reported to the parliament. It has similar powers to India, but it is known for its transparency and accountability. In United Kingdoms, it was first made in 1967, appointed by Crown, and it is supposed to report to the parliament. It cannot interfere in different policies that are introduced by the parliament. It is also seen as an indirect surveillance of Crown on Parliament in the United Kingdom, and they work with different sectors like health sectors, education sectors. One is on central level and then on sectors level, like in India, one is on central level, Lokpal, and on state levels, Lokayukts. In United States, there is no ombudsman system, but every agency has an inspector general, and inspector general is appointed as per the 1978 Inspector General Act. New Zealand has implemented this ombudsman system in 1962. It has same functions like in India, but an additional function is that Official Information Act 1982, where information with government is to be dispersed to general public to let them know about the policies. Thank you for attending the first session of Legally Sorted. A sample question to help you get an idea how a question can be framed.